Hi, folks. This is Jesse Cope, back with another episode of the American Soul Podcast. Hope y'all are doing well. This is part of our little kind of bonus episodes or series that we've started to do reading books. And we've got a couple coming for Christmas. At least one, maybe two, which I'm excited about. But I thought I would take a little break here. November, Thanksgiving. I know we just got done with Halloween, or we're just getting to Halloween, and read a little bit about from one of our Patriotism, from one of our older books. This is out of the book of Patriotism. It's from the Young Folks Library. Editor-in-chief was Thomas Bailey Aldrich. And this particular volume, there's 20 in this Young Folks Library, was edited by George Frisby Hoare. And this is volume 18. Had to think about that for a minute. And it was printed back in 1901, 1902 by Stanhope Press, F.H. Gilson Company, Boston, USA. The inside of it has a plate, and I wish I knew the artist. I don't, but it's Patrick Henry's famous "Give me liberty or give me death" speech in the Virginia House of Burgesses. At least that's the title of it. And we're going to read, if I can get there without ripping the pages. Love of Country. This is just the introduction by the editor, George Frisby Hoare. It sometimes seems that patriotism, good citizenship, is the virtue which includes all virtues. The question, what is the chief end of man? To which the Catechism gives the solemn and sublime answer: to glorify God and enjoy Him forever. Comes back to every generation that has risen above the beast. It may be that it will turn out that there are but two answers. One is that made by our Puritan ancestors, which we have just quoted. The other is the beast's answer, which the beast gives unconsciously, and the beast in man gives, well knowing its meaning. Let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. Life for the glory of God, and life for the indulgence of self. Between these two, the youth is to take his choice. We cannot glorify God or enjoy Him in the way we glorify our fellow men and enjoy their favor. His creatures glorify Him only as they can bring themselves, who are His work, more nearly to absolute perfection. The lily glorifies God by being a perfect lily. The child glorifies God by being a perfect child. The man glorifies God by being, as near as may be, a perfect example of manhood. Now, the more perfect the example of manhood, as all mankind will agree, the more perfect the patriot and citizen. Very early in life there awakes in the soul that highest and purest of human affections, love of country. This emotion, stronger than institutions, stronger than constitutions, is the master passion of the loftiest natures. At its bidding, young men and old men give their lives, wives their husbands, and maidens their lovers. There are men without it, or who claim to be superior to it, Their interest, they affirm, is in humanity at large, and knows no limit or boundary. They are commonly poor and worthless creatures, of no value either to their countrymen or to mankind. Whatever dreamers may affirm, the man who is without the love of country is, in general, incapable of a true love. It is like the law of gravitation to the universe. It is above, around, beneath everything we value most. It has overcome for us every danger from without and from within. It has overcome the estrangement which created, and the passions and angers which grew out of, the greatest civil war in history. It will overcome for us the spirit of anarchy, which, it may be, is yet to be more dangerous still. I believe that wherever these sentiments are found strongest, in the narrower relations, they will be found stronger also in the larger. Wherever the national spirit is most vigorous, there the state and local forces will exist in fullest life. The sentiment of patriotism will be found strongest in happy homes, where family love abounds. The man who loves his household and his kindred and his town and his state best will love his country best. And the man who is full of the highest love for household and kindred and town and state and country will himself become the highest and best example of a true manhood. The love of country, then, is the highest form of the highest virtue. The youth, of whose soul this supreme emotion has taken full control, has attained what is highest in character. His will is controlled by a law higher than his own desire. His affection is set on an object other than himself. We are apt to sum up Christianity as the love of God and the love of man. But the love of God and the love of man are the same thing. We cannot love God as an abstraction. If a man love not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen? The object of this publication is to promote the love of country in youth, so far as it can be accomplished by reading and books. The three great influences in general that form the character of a youth are parents, or those who stand in the place of parents, companions, and books. It is often hard to say which is the strongest. The parent, or the teacher, often finds it hard to withstand that subtle and potent influence on the mind of the boy, of the public opinion, and feeling of his school or playmates. Often a boy who is fond of reading is attracted by his books into another world, peopled by the creatures of his own dreams, yet which to him is far more real than the world around him. The advantage of the father and the mother is that if they will but use it, they can determine who shall be the child's companions and what books the child shall read. What books shall he read? First, let him read books that he will love. We can be sure that he will love the best books better than the worst books, if only they are found for him. Every child will heartily respond to fairy stories, to Jack the Giant Killer, to Aladdin and the wonderful Arabian tales. A little, but a very little later, will come Horatius at the bridge, and Tell shooting the apple, and pretty soon Cinderella and the glass slipper for the little girl. Soon after comes to the child the great disappointment when it is found out that the story is a fable, and the wistful, troubled question is put to father or mother, is it true? Then you must find for him the true stories of Leonidas and his 300, and Arnold Winkelried at Simpak, and Wallace and Bruce and the Spider of Bannockburn, and the good Lord James of Douglas, and King Alfred, and Israel Putnam in the Wolf's Den, and Washington at Braddock's defeat, and the farmers at Concord Bridge, and the pilgrims at Plymouth, and Daniel in the lion's den, and the 3 Israelites in the fiery furnace. By a little loving care, you can make your boy's heart, by the time he is 10 or 12 years old, an armory of brave thoughts and desires, which will make him as invulnerable and unconquerable as Saint Michael with his shining sword.